This week's edition of the Fresh Takes Podcast, we were away for a couple weeks. I didn't want to plan over vacation, and luckily nothing happened. So we're back. I'm Paul Russo. Across from me, as always, is man, myth, legend. Plain old jersey today of Allen Houston, Nick Felice. Nick, how you doing today?
Not as always. I've missed one show. But it feels like we haven't been on in a long time, Paul.
That's true.
And it definitely feels weird because we got two new guests in the house
We
tonight.
do. We got a full house in studio today.
It's been a while since we had a full house.
We will go, where do you want to start? Where do you want to go first? Which side?
Oh, let's go.
They're the one. You're
Seneca
the one.
Falls kid.
Yeah.
Wow,
Shoot it
okay.
over here.
So the much anticipated debut of Andrew Lucchesi here in studio.
Yeah.
Andrew, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Excited to get my takes in and talk a little sports, maybe talk a little China, and see what you got in store for me.
China, yeah. Well, we'll get to that, obviously.
All right.
Where you've been and everything like that. We got some questions we're going to ask, so thanks for coming on again.
Let's do it.
And then Nick, the other one, you got him on. Steve Crisani, your cousin? I got it right?
That's right.
Cousins.
Perfect.
Yeah, first cousins.
First cousins.
All
Legit
right.
cousins. Yeah.
Steve, thanks for coming on.
Hey, man, I've always wanted to come on, and glad we could make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for
talk some
coming on.
sports.
We appreciate it. Hope you're ready.
Big Giants guy.
I heard you got some takes ready to go for us. So.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to try and fit in with the Seneca Falls crew over here.
Okay.
See if we can make some things happen.
He's a Geneva guy.
I think as long as you are able to fit in with Nick, I think you'll be pretty good.
Yeah, we're good.
So.
We get along well. We like the same teams.
Yeah.
Works out pretty well then. So we'll get to the topics then here quick.
We got today.
Well, we're open with the NFL. Camps are officially open. Football starts Sunday. Mind you, it's the Hall of Fame game, so you get to see guys who are bagging groceries in about 2 weeks. But it's going to be the last weekend without football.
Players are already hurt.
Big names actually already hurt.
Giants are already hurt.
So, yeah. Well,
Giants are beat up. Yeah.
Giants are hurt, beat up, and...
But we have Saquon. Don't forget it.
We'll get into the other part, too, when we get there. MLB trade deadline, that's tomorrow. We'll discuss the major, I guess, players, obviously, in it, teams. Been a bit slow so far, so I think within the next, obviously, let's see.
Life in China.
12 and whatever hours.
Big documentary going on.
Yeah, life in China.
It does.
As we alluded to with Andrew, and he said it, he's been in China the past year for work.
Sounds like a Discovery Channel
And,
special.
we'll ask him about a cacophony of different, stuff: sports, life, culture, food.
Cacophony. That's a good word.
Thank you.
Jeez, what am I walking into
that.
here? I didn't bring my thesaurus, Paul.
NASCAR, they head to Watkins Glen this weekend. A little bit of local flair on that. That's pretty much
Are
the
you
part.
going?
So 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll be going both Saturday and Sunday.
All right.
So, we'll take a look at some stuff there, and then final fresh takes. We for sure got 2, possibly a third. So.
All right.
It will be a fun. This is a fun episode. I haven't been this excited for an episode in a while.
Yeah, we get bored of Pat, your
confident to
brother.
say, yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think that's just it. We got new voices in.
Yes.
Definitely different perspectives compared to our views. So I'm really excited.
Let's get it.
Let's mix it up.
Well, it takes a second here. I got to click on a couple things, and
Understandable.
yeah. You'll understand here, guys. So, yeah, the NFL camps are officially open. Football kicks off on Sunday. Big names and big stuff already happening across the league. To me, a big one, only because I'm assuming anyway for Steve. I know us three play big fantasy. I'm guessing you play big fantasy.
Play fantasy a lot, yeah.
Big fantasy news, I feel like, with A.J. Green going out for sure here for a couple weeks, at least into the regular season, the way it sounds now. But other than that, there's also a lot of other news. I caught wind of a potential take, possibly involving the New York Giants here. The local teams have a lot of different. I say local teams, should probably preface it with this. Obviously, the Bills, at least in this area particularly, but the 2 New York teams, classified New York with the Giants and Jets, we technically consider them local still.
Yep.
Interesting stuff there. Obviously, Giants got the rookie in Daniel Jones. Certainly the way it looks, Eli Manning's replacement here at some point or another coming up in the next couple of years.
Your Redskins.
They aren't local, but...
Got Haskins.
Well, yeah.
But camp always offers a bunch of news and nuggets and interesting stuff, in my opinion. It feels like this camp season's got off to a weird start. You got like coaches being fired already. Miami fired their offensive line coach already, kind of in a weird setting. I feel like being 2 days into camp. But, what do I?
And
know?
they hired him in the summer, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So they hired him in the summer, and they just fired him as soon as camp started.
Yeah.
Yeah, little questionable.
So I don't know who wants to really go first here. Maybe
Let's give it to him.
All right.
What are we going to talk about? You want to talk about Zeke? I mean,
well, yeah, that's another one. You got Zeke. Who's hiding in Cabo at this point again.
I've heard a lot about the Zeke issue, and personally, I hope he doesn't sign with the Cowboys because I'm a Giant fan and I don't want to see him.
That makes two of us at least division.
I think the problem with Zeke is that he was in a different era. If he was like Jerry Jones talked about him and Emmitt Smith today, or compared him and Emmitt Smith, if he was in Emmitt Smith's age or in his era, he's getting paid because then. They needed running backs to win back then. It was a running game. You had to run them down people's throats. You had to stop runs. It was a bruiser's game. Now, do you pay him that much? Do you give him Gurley money? Do you give him, big contract like that? I would have to say no. Because you got Dak Prescott. So everybody wants to throw shade on Dak Prescott. But as much as I don't want to root for Dak Prescott, he's been a 2-time Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, right? Didn't he get that over Zeke?
I believe so. I can check that.
So, he's going to get paid, and he hasn't had any controversies attached to him. Zeke,
no.
Well, we know the laundry list for Zeke.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd rather play against Alfred Morris than Ezekiel Elliott.
Can confirm he was Rookie of the Year.
Who was?
Okay.
Dak was?
Dak, yeah.
Yep. So
you think he's right? You think he's right to hold out?
I'm thinking pay Dak. You can get running backs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just look at Kareem Hunt. What's he, 4th-round pick, 7th-round pick, something like that, deep picks. Running backs traditionally are just big, the most athletic people on the field, and there's a lot of them. Quarterbacks have to have it all. You got to have smarts, arms, strength, speed, all that. So, yeah, I'm saying pay Dak.
That's an interesting take because I know a couple Cowboys fans, and they are
against,
they're very much so against Dak. And I think a lot of it has to do with the Romo dilemma that they had a couple of years ago. I think it was Dak's rookie year. So
that's not Dak's fault, though.
No, I mean, it's not. But they see Dak as the I feel like part of it's kind of like that first year with Tom Brady. A lot of people weren't maybe 100% sure, obviously, because you look at the 1 or 2 games he got in his rookie year, and it was not pretty at all. And that's maybe not a knock on, obviously, Romo or Dak, really. Romo definitely, I feel like, is an underrated quarterback for his time, only because kind of gets overshadowed, obviously, by Brady, Breeze.
But Romo has numbers
now.
Romo has numbers in his
career.
He was healthy. He put numbers up.
The only thing he doesn't have out of really those 3 that I mentioned are the rings, obviously. So.
Or playoff wins in general, really.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Rodgers, I'm going to toss it to you, Andrew, quick, because we got a little bit of maybe not controversy, but the Mike McCarthy stuff is still kind of lingering around Packers camp. Rodgers made comments how he can go to his new head coach, and it's much more friendly conversation. There's more dialogue in terms of play calling and the freedoms that Rodgers will have on the creative side in the huddle. So, obviously being a Packers fan, you've been a little bit far from at least watching live-wise, but
sure.
How do you feel going into this season? Obviously new regime, but obviously there's still a bit of a McCarthy cloud kind of hanging over you guys.
What do they call football in China?
Yeah.
Football. Well, that's American football. We have to be specific because I'm around a lot of Brits. Okay, so football means soccer. So we got to clarify American football. As far as expectations, man, the way I approach Packers seasons nowadays is I just try to go in with no expectations.
almost like a relaxed mentality.
It's exactly. It's like, on an individual game basis, I expect them to win every time because I see Rodgers rolling out there and he's the man, and I feel like he can just win us any game. But as far as I expect a certain record, I expect us to finish somewhere. Of course, I hope we're always gonna be in the Super Bowl, but man, then I always get just lately. Of course, last year or disappointed because we can never block anyone, and I feel like every time I tune into those first couple games, I just watch Aaron Rodgers run away from everyone. So, as far as Mike McCarthy, man, if I was Aaron Rodgers or anyone else, I wouldn't even be talking about him. But you just roll with whatever Rodgers says. He's pretty much our team. We're paying him how much money? So whatever he wants, I would just appease him. If he wants this guy fired, wants a new guy, I'm doing it. So
that's what got McCarthy fired, actually.
Yeah.
Good. You just. He's
now
like he's like a god. He's like a god in that city. So
he's like a god in that state.
Yeah, in that state. So. Right or wrong, you already paid him the money, so he calls all the shots as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Now, we go from that team as interesting storylines in camp, and we got 2 Giants fans in the studio, so this is going to be really fun in my opinion.
Yeah, let's do this.
Obviously, like I said, there's a little bit we'll have this transition period now over the next couple of years with Eli to Daniel Jones.
Next couple of years.
Well, that's the way it kind of seems. Anyway.
Well, I hope it's not. Hey, let me preface this. No one knows me on this thing, so I love Eli Manning. My dog is named Eli. My mom's favorite player. I love Eli.
I thought you were about to say my mom's name is Eli.
My mom is, Hey, Mom. I love Eli, and I will stick with Eli till the end. All right? But I think this is the transition year. Okay. You give Eli what he needs. Eli will know when I say that. Eli won't know when it's time to back down. Hopefully the coaches will know when to put Daniel Jones in. And me and Nikki and his dad, we've talked about it a lot. Paul, I might be crazy, man, but I think Daniel Jones is going to be a good quarterback. I know I'm a Giants fan. I know I have a bias, but
you think it's
going to be like he just kind of has that goofy demeanor like Eli.
He has
it just nothing bothers him.
I'll say this. At least looking at him physically, he kind of does have a bit of the. Now we think of a prototype and not maybe that light, but he does have at least even 5 years ago kind of like that prototype body. On the taller side, certainly has some build to him.
Yeah. He was described as a more athletic Manning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if he's going to be a Manning, hey.
Think it's going to be like Baker Mayfield in Cleveland last year?
I hope. I think Baker has the swag to come in and control a team. I think Daniel needs to progressively be given a team kind of thing. Let Eli kind of take the reins and hand it over to him. Baker can go in and own a locker room and take over and be the leader because people look up to him.
Now,
I don't know if that's Daniel Jones' thing.
What's your thoughts on Dwayne Haskins?
I wanted him, thought we were going to get him, was a little shocked that we didn't.
A little shocked or a lot
I was a little. See, I have my little girl. I kept her up so we could watch the Giants pick. We had an early pick, and so this guy. So we're sitting there, we're ready to celebrate, thinking we got Dwayne Haskins, and then they call Daniel Jones, and you're kind of stunned. I was like every Giants fan. I was just sitting there like, do I celebrate? Do I pull back?
Did you or did you not throw the remote at the TV?
No, see, then I started doing research. I was like, well, why did he get taken this early? What the heck's going on?
So did you even know his name?
No, I was following the draft. Yeah, I knew who he was, but
Steve is in college football country where he currently resides. So
yes.
Okay.
Yes. I wanted to save this. I don't mean to break into our NFL talk, but we have our first major MLB deadline trade, and I'm personally a little bit stunned by it.
Is it Bumgarner?
It is not. We'll return back to the NFL after this. Trevor Bauer has been traded to the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, wow.
in a three-team deal that also includes the Padres, where Yasiel Puig will be heading to Cleveland.
What?
Puig and who?
Puig will be heading
big,
to Cleveland.
Man.
Bauer's headed to Cincinnati. There's another team.
So
the Padres are in it somewhere. We'll get back. We'll get into it when we get to the MLB deadline
his
stuff.
punishment for chucking the ball over the wall was he got sent to Cincinnati.
I just know I saw Nick kind of look at me while I was like kind of stunned a little bit while Steve was talking, and this is the reason why.
Wow.
I mean, I kind of had an idea that the Indians were talking with Bauer on this, but I didn't anticipate somehow San Diego getting in on this. So we got 3 teams involved in this. Let's head back to the NFL talk.
And kids, that's why you don't show your rear end on the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
You'll get sent to Cincinnati.
Yeah. The Giants have interesting wide receiver talk. Train's going by right now in the background. A lot of weird, interesting stuff in Giants camp wide receiver wise. We got injuries. We have a suspension. Where do you guys feel with your wide receiver core right now?
I like Golden Tate.
I know you do.
Dude.
It's a bias.
He's not going to be there for 4 games.
Not from the Notre Dame side of it. It's because he loves also trying to get him in fantasy every year.
Yeah.
You sound like my mom. That's my mom's guy.
Yeah, Golden Tate's a good guy.
I hope they reverse his suspension, by the way. I really do.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Paul.
Yeah.
Wait, can you help me out? Why was he suspended?
I saw that his was good.
Him and his wife have been having some fertility issues, and he was given.
That's not where I expected this to start. Okay.
Well, this is why he's suspended. He was given a prescription to try and help aid himself in the process.
Oh wow.
And he got dinged on his. I think it was a random test. I can't remember exactly on that side of it.
I'm kind of fuzzy on the details too, because it sounds like Golden Tate went to the league when he found out about it.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm hoping he'll get.
They're also still waiting. I think they're still waiting on the B sample now too. So
see, there's a lot of gray area in there. But anyways, he took something for fertility issues, and then.
So I ultimately hope that it gets reversed, obviously, because if it doesn't, then the NFL's just putting themselves in a really bad box again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
who knows with them.
Nick, back to you.
I don't know what to think of these receivers. I mean, you got Golden Tate, you got Shepard. He'll be fine.
This team's no good.
The Corey Coleman.
What's the over/under on the Giants?
That hurts me personally because I like Corey Coleman.
It all comes down to the offensive line, though. You got Evan Ingram still.
Oh, thank you for bringing him up, because I was going to say that's my fantasy dark horse pick, by the way. Put that in the books.
Ooh. Yeah. It all depends if Eli gets more time this year. He didn't get any time last year, and it really affected his play. And I don't know what to think of the Giants. I like to just be mellow about it and win 6 games.
You sound like the Packers fan over there. We got to show some dominance over. We got some confidence in the Giants.
We win 6 games. I think we got. It's a building year.
No, we can win now, Nick. Come on.
How many? All right. What was the record?
We're not the Redskins yet.
What was their record last year? 5-11.
Yes.
Over. Okay, so over under. 5.
Over.
The over under is 5. I think that's what it said today.
Over.
Okay.
I'm taking the over too.
What's the leash on Eli? Is it 0-3, 0-4?
I'm
0-3 is going to get heckled real bad.
Yeah, it depends the mindset of the coach.
They got to win these close games this year.
If he's winning close games, he'll ride it out as long as he can. But if he looks bad in the beginning, remember how last season started?
I know.
Oh man, Eli looking confused on the field. We can't have that.
Eli's been looking confused for how?
Wait.
How old is Eli?
40 now.
40?
No, he's not 40.
He's 38, 30.
Okay. He's been looking confused for 38 years.
I'll say he's provided us a couple good memes throughout the years.
Oh my gosh. No, he's so goofy, but I love him.
But Paul,
he gave me some of my best memories of my life. So
okay.
We can't say anything to him.
Yes. Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer?
Ooh.
Eli? Easy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Easy.
I like Andrew.
No, I see. I don't even like Eli, but he's you win.
I mean, come on, guys.
I mean, I don't. I personally, even though as much as I don't think he's as great as a lot of people hype him up to be, he's got to be in the Hall of Fame straight for the fact his 2 Super Bowls and the runs those years that he did.
And the numbers are there.
You knocked off Brady twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in this era where Brady is the king.
And he was undefeated at one time, too.
Yeah. So
Right.
I mean,
that was good.
I'm still saying yes for me personally. So
I think just on the big games, alone, and you have 2 Super Bowls.
You're right.
I mean, regardless of stats, like I don't even think he's that good either. But I think he's overrated. But
He has really good stats, good and bad. But the good ones are up there with the all-time greats. He's the top 10 of major categories, and the 2 runs.
Yep.
He can always lean on those, baby. All Giants fans can lean on those. We're turning into the Cowboys from the '90s.
oh god,
You remember 2007? Remember Eli
no.
being undefeated Tom Brady? Come on, Saquon, give us something to root for.
Yes.
So I think. I mean, I don't know. The Redskins have their own nonsense going on right now with Trent Williams, and
I saw somebody predicted the Redskins be 1-15.
here's the way I feel about the Redskins, and this is what I felt
The
since
Redskins had a good
wait, who's
Since
going to
they're
start at quarterback there?
Case Keenum, the way it sounds.
That's not a bad replacement, especially with your boy taking all your money up.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
What's Norman looking like?
There's only 2 ways this season's gonna go, and I would be thrilled either way once you hear my theories. This season's either gonna go like 12-4 or some ridiculous nonsense like that.
The Redskins do that too.
Because, yeah, exactly. It's the Redskins. They'll somehow stupidly find their way.
RG3's rookie year.
Or,
remember?
yeah, or, and this is kind of the route I prefer to go on this one. 3-13, so they can literally just clean house coaching wise, and you pretty much
And
turn
get a
the
good
keys
draft
over to
pick.
Haskins, which is at this point kind of what I want. I'm kind of not that I'm sick of this coaching regime, but I'm having a hard time defending Jay Gruden a lot.
He's had a
Lately.
tough go of it, though. I'll say he has injuries
Yeah.
and all this other complications.
But
broken
there are a
leg
couple.
quarterback.
You look at like coaching decisions for him a lot over the past couple of years, and there are a lot of questionable ones.
Yep. I
And
remember he.
like I said, it's injury wise. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm all there for it and everything like that. But there, decision wise, a lot of questionable things that I just can't. And plus, maybe it gives Dan Snyder a reason to fire Bruce Allen. One can hope. Anything else before we get out of football?
No.
Anything? I forgot to mention Melvin Gordon, by the way. Just that's
The
ridiculous.
other holdout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're both okay. So
Michael
neither,
Thomas.
Michael Thomas. Yeah,
Michael Thomas is going to get paid because he's a wide receiver.
About to
They're
say,
a commodity, man.
they're gonna give him the bag.
They're going to have to. I mean, his numbers are unbelievable, and he doesn't say boo.
Mhm.
He doesn't say a word. Running backs are tough to pay, man, especially.
I feel, especially in the Chargers case, because they also Eckler's a really good running back
Yeah,
too.
they have-
I don't know if he's
Who's-
going to get
who's the other
paid.
guy there?
I think Zeke is a matter of time, honestly, because
I feel like the Cowboys are kind of in a box with him in a way, but
oh man, if you don't pay him, if you let him sit out games, first off,
I have a hard
mean,
time believing anybody's will be able
he-
to pull the Le'Veon Bell thing anymore. I really do.
he's their. I mean, okay, so one, he's their offense. Two, he's the most talked about player. He keeps them.
I mean, I don't know if he's their offense. I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if he's like
Zeke?
their whole
Yeah,
offense.
well,
No,
he's
Zeke is the straw
he's
that
easily
stirs
the
the
best
drink.
player on their
But
offense.
can you get another
The
guy?
disrespect to Amari Cooper right now.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Who don't
Amari
you pay?
Cooper needs someone to throw to him. Zeke, you just hand it off, and I don't know.
So who don't you pay? You got to pay. You got to. Someone's got to.
So no, but here's what. All right, I keep hearing this. You have to pay. You have to pay this guy. Look, he's
gotta get all three of them.
down the line. You got to pay this guy. No one else is holding out from camp. You don't have to pay anyone right now. There's one guy not showing up to camp,
and he's in a different country actually too. By the way.
and he's your best player. And this is probably going to be the Cowboys are probably as good as they've been in a while. I mean, their defense was right or wrong.
Do you think they're going to win the division?
I
NFC East
never
tough.
trust that
well,
Cowboys defense. I
not
never
with-
can.
not
I don't trust our
With-
division, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
With
Anybody
Zeke
can win
not
anyway.
there, you're definitely not going to win the division. But I think if he's there, I think you got a
It
good chance.
borderlines pains me to say this at this point because their fans are getting just uber annoying at this point again. Like, I have a hard time believing it's somebody that's not going to be the Eagles. Like, you know what I mean?
You saying someone they're not going to? You saying the Eagles are going to win it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. But
I think you're right too. But I think if you're the Cowboys, how do you not? I mean, if you want any chance, I mean,
I think it's going to.
I think you got to get Zeke there. I don't know what. I mean, I guess it's hard to say. I don't know what his number is, what he's holding out until he gets. But I mean, for him, he's for him. Once you realize he's only making $3 million a year right now, I think on his current contract he makes $3 million this year, and he's like a top 3 running back in the league. How much? Okay,
no,
how much?
He's been the rushing leader like two times in the last 8 years.
Two out of his first 3 seasons, he's the rushing leader. He's making $3 million. Okay, how much is Gurley making? How much is Le'Veon Bell making? Yeah.
And don't forget, he helped transition Dak into the offense, too, by taking the workload off of him. He's done it. I know. That's the tough decision. Who don't you pay? Amari, Zeke, Dak, you got to pay them all. You got some young guys behind them, too.
I think you deal with that as it comes, though. Pay Zeke right now.
Well, it's easy for us to stay right here. I can tell you that.
I got $10 in my wallet.
Not my money, but I think you got to pay him.
Oh.
I think he will. I don't think he's going to get what he wants, though, if he wants to stay in Dallas.
I'd say that's a
well said.
I think that's a solid first topic that we had. I don't think it's ever been as solid before.
That was good. You guys killed it.
We'll now head into the breaking news portion of this podcast because the details have emerged of our first major trade in the MLB deadline season. So the Reds get Trevor Bauer in this deal from the Indians. The Padres, the third team in this deal, they are sending outfielders, or one outfielder, Franmil Reyes. Now, I saw the Padres in person a couple weeks ago in Chicago.
Hey, I saw the Padres this year, too.
Franmil is a big dude.
Yeah. Where's he going?
He can bat good. He's heading to Cleveland. They're sending a left-handed pitcher, Logan Allen, to the Indians as well. The Indians also get Yasiel Puig from the Reds. And the Padres are acquiring current Reds' top prospect because they've called up half of them this year, Taylor Trammell, an outfielder. He's going to San Diego. They'll probably just send him, I'm guessing, to El Paso, their AAA team, in this deal. So we have our first major deal this deadline season.
Give up their top prospect for Trevor Bauer,
Yep.
basically.
And you're like 8 games out of the division.
Yeah.
Are you play for next year?
Yeah. I mean, look what the Mets did with Stroman. I mean, I know that deal is a bit confusing.
Yeah, so what are the Mets going to do there? That's where I'm kind of questioning. Because I think we were talking about it yesterday, Nick. If the Mets hold on to Syndergaard and their current pitching staff, I mean, the Mets have a pretty darn good team next year, man. I think you got to go all in, make it happen. But now there's talks about them dealing Syndergaard. What are you trying to do? Is my question.
I don't understand what the Mets are doing.
What are they trying to do?
Paul.
Yeah.
Screen.
Sorry, I'm busy. I'm working a line here.
I look at Marcus Stroman as Chris Archer last season.
Oh boy.
Chris Archer and Marcus Stroman are guys they think are 1-2 starters, but they're really 3-4 stars. Here's the difference. Chris Archer went to a team that doesn't have a 1-2 starter, so he has to be a 1-2 starter. Marcus Stroman is going to a Mets team that does have a 1-2 starter, and he will be a 3-4.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Apparently, there's a brawl going on right now in the Pirates-Red game, by the way.
Sweet.
Good. I can't wait
It
to see
also
that.
involves Puig.
Ooh.
Hey, he's not on the team anymore.
This is confusing. Like I said, I'm working different lines at the
Puig
moment.
upset he got traded?
I don't know.
I wonder if he knows.
Yeah, we need you need to let us know updates. I want to know if Yasiel Puig's going to fight.
Yeah, keep going here. I'm
I'm really intrigued. Puig is getting ejected for a team he's not even on anymore.
He's probably like, I got another.
You heard someone yell in the stands?
You said he's going to the Padres?
Cleveland.
Cleveland. So he's going to a different League.
He's like, I don't care.
Kicked out of the NL.
I don't even care about the Pirates.
He's probably
The
being the
suspension.
DH for them now.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
That is not a guy I'd want to see in a fight, by the way.
Puig?
That is a large
No.
man.
tried to take on the whole Pirates team last time.
Damn near almost got to them, too.
And I've seen him in a sleeveless jersey too. He's kind of scary.
He's a scary dude. But I don't know what the Mets are doing. If they keep Syndergaard, then I have a feeling what they're doing.
Then it makes
They got a
sense.
team.
You're good. Like your
They just
fan
got-
base was like, all right, I get
They
it.
just got working on
They're
that
trying to
lineup
ship
a little bit.
Syndergaard.
I know, at least in terms of them and the Yankees talking with Syndergaard, and it kind of makes maybe a little bit of sense with them with Stroman. Like, in order to get Syndergaard, the Yankees have to give up their top pitching prospect, Devi Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe they are kind of gunning for next year. I mean, it is. I think Thor's last year under true contract with the Mets. I think after next year he's got like an option or something like that. That either I can't remember which option it is.
But just a few years ago, the Mets.
Well, that's how they kind of got. That's kind of how they made that playoff push was their pitching.
Yeah, they had
So,
a really good
World Series
pitching.
push.
Yeah,
Harvey is terrible now.
Harvey's not even on a team anymore.
Matz was supposed to be
But,
good. He
no,
hasn't really lived up to the expectations. And I call him Dan. Zach Wheeler.
Dan Wheeler.
Dan Wheeler. Zach Wheeler. He's been all right. He's up and down. DeGrom's good. Syndergaard has not had a great year, but he's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean,
You can count on
Okay,
him.
now I got a text from my dad. Apparently, it's an actual full-fledged brawl in the Reds game.
You missed it. We'll see it.
we'll see it.
We'll see it.
Pirates game.
Yeah, the
Are
Reds
Pirates
Pirates
winning?
are really going at each other this year.
Perfect.
Pirates lost
Except the
9.
Pirates are behind him in standings.
Like, I'm all for basically clearing brawls. Like, I really
I
am.
mean,
Well, you knew when Dietrich was getting some shit talked to him.
I'll say when somebody called him a bitch ass.
Yeah, something was going to happen.
I'm sure he deserved it.
Probably next time up.
Whoa. We need guys like Dietrich in baseball right now.
You're right. You're right. I shouldn't have said that because I'm all for the let them play
Yeah.
movement. Baseball is boring,
Yeah.
and we need some superstars making some.
Let the
some
boys
waves.
play.
Let the boys play, man. Flip the heck out of that dang bat.
Exactly.
Get it.
Yes.
Flip it.
Yes.
Talk
Yeah.
trash on the mound. Stare people down. Have fun. Smile. Love it.
I know that would be cool.
Love it, man. Because I love baseball, and it's just an old man sport now.
Yeah.
You
what I mean? It's just-
gotta keep it alive
oh,
somehow.
man.
But one thing I will say is I don't think Bumgarner's getting traded.
No, I have a hard time. I think
Because the
at
Giants
this
have gotten
point.
back in the hunt
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Really?
Apparently,
Yeah,
too.
they won,
Apparently,
like,
too.
12,
If they
13,
trade
15.
Bumgarner, like the clubhouse will go into a mutiny. The way it sounds. So
I don't think the Giants are a legit threat at the playoffs, but
No,
they made
I
a nice
don't-
run to get back in it.
They have
Almost kind of reminds me.
don't they have the best record post All-Star break or something like that?
Yeah, it almost kind of reminds me. Started to compare it to the Pirates again. But the last year, the Pirates made a nice little run.
That's a
before
good
the
point.
Trade deadline.
That's a good point.
Thought they should be buyers. Turned out they weren't. Not really a threat to make the playoffs, but it ended up costing them a chance to sell some parts of the team.
Speaking of selling Pirates fans, do you think they send? Obviously, Vasquez is the
I don't think
Man.
Vasquez gets traded.
main name for them at this.
You don't think
point.
Vasquez gets traded?
Not this
I
deadline.
think that.
You think he gets traded tomorrow? Tonight?
Because
Because we got another Pirates fan in the house.
He's the only asset we have that we can ship out.
He is.
I don't think he's maybe necessarily the only. I think he's the only one you can realistically, I think, move tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he is. He is an asset,
he's got an
but
awesome nickname too. And his come on when he comes out,
nightmare.
God, he's got the whole stadium rocking when
That
he
is-
comes on.
That's
pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. He's good. I hate to see him go to the Dodgers because I hate the Dodgers. And why do the Dodgers need 2 closers, man? They just want a super
Just
team.
want to put his
Because they're
rub
upset,
it in
you
the
know.
Pirates' face.
Lost 2 World Series. They want to go out and win one this
Look
year.
at all this money we have. We'll have 2 closers.
I know.
Pirates.
They're like the Cowboys.
Have fun
They had
with
one
it.
since the 80s.
With your Josh Bell.
Yeah, you know. Watch them trade Josh Bell.
I think this trade, though, it will finally open up the plug a little bit because it has been a fairly slow build up to the deadline at this point. I mean, obviously you had Stroman the other day, and now we obviously have, I think, the bigger one that will obviously pull the plug now because you have, really, to be fair, outside of Stroman, the 2 main names getting discussed, at least from a big name standpoint, have been Bauer and Puig. now that both of them are gone, I think you're going to see pretty much everyone else go into a free-for-all.
But the
at this
reason
point.
the deadlines are so much slower nowadays is because of those 2 wild cards.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about the Pirates, the second worst team in the National League. Just a week ago, they thought they were buyers. And there's not that many teams
that shows how
selling.
much, right? Because the Pirates were in it. The Reds, who were in it, they're pretty much out of it now, too.
Yeah, they've lost a few in a row. But you don't have that many selling teams.
And now you have interesting teams. Like in the East is all of a sudden crazy again to watch because the Nationals have been on a tear. The Phillies have been faltering a little bit.
Giants have been hot.
Giants out west have gotten hot.
Rockies and Padres they've faltered.
The Rockies have looked good like every 5 days, and then the next 5 they look terrible. So you don't know where they're going. Diamondbacks appear to be sellers, but the Central up top is still jam-packed. The East is all of a sudden getting jam-packed again. So be interesting to kind of see who goes where.
I don't think Bumgarner's getting traded.
Nah, I don't think so either. I think, like I said, like it will send the clubhouse into a mutiny.
If you want a big name getting traded.
Ooh, yes, I'm intrigued.
The biggest name you'll probably see get traded. Felipe Vasquez.
Okay.
After I just said he wasn't getting traded. But that will probably be the biggest name, to be honest with you. There won't be that many big names.
Do you want him to get traded?
No, because he's like the last good pitcher we have.
This will kind of sound crazy, I think, a little bit, especially coming from me, but I think the team to watch the next 16 or so hours is going to be Boston. My big prediction, I guess to call it that, they will move one of their outfielders in order to get a top-end reliever.
Ooh, which one of those outfielders?
I've seen signs point to Benintendi a little bit.
But Boston,
How many more years does Benintendi have on his contract? Just one?
Well, the issue with Benintendi is you're going to get into arbitration, I believe, this winter with him.
He's got a World Series ring, bro.
Yeah.
He was almost World Series MVP.
Yeah.
But my dad was just telling me the other day about Boston. They better start looking for the future.
Yeah.
Their top prospect is the 93rd best prospect.
I think that's
Boston?
why.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of why they're.
World Series.
I think that's kind of why they're also willing to part with probably a Benintendi. Is
But
you hope on the back end you get a
They
prospect.
keep going with this philosophy to build the team for the pros, and they forget about the minor leagues, which
Well,
usually leads into that one bad year they always have.
That's Dave Dombrowski for you.
Yeah, they have that one
For
bad
as
year.
great as he is, he tends to do that.
But if you keep winning World Series every 4 years, I ain't complaining.
But you got to start paying people when you do that. Like Mookie's about to get paid. You're going to have to pay him. Who are you going to?
JD.
You got no money left for Benintendi. You might as well
JD's
get something
already
for him.
got
He got
paid.
paid.
JD got paid. Chris Sale got paid, right? Did Chris
Yeah.
Sale get a contract? We know David Price got paid.
And you always said, if you weren't a Pirates fan, you'd be a Red Sox fan.
Yeah,
Red Sox-
that's my second team. Yeah,
I don't think people realize either. I think to the normal eye, unless you're a diehard fan of the Red Sox, that they need probably a catcher too here. Their catching is a little bit of not a mystery, but you have Sandy Leon pretty much riding the bus back and forth between Pawtucket and there at the moment because of his lackluster start to the year, and now obviously they trade away Blake Swihart. I mean, it's probably been 2 months now, two and a half months since they did that deal, give or take. And it's not like Christian Vasquez is exactly lighting the world on fire either. So I'd be intrigued. I heard Jonathan Lucroy is going to be available from the
That's a good
Angels,
pickup.
so
That'd be
I
good.
think that
Good
might be
veteran.
someone they might possibly pursue. So
Yeah.
I think that's something to keep an eye on there. Kind of look at every team. I think every team needs some pitching help, obviously, down the
Always,
stretch.
baby.
So
We'll see what happens.
Only as
Yeah.
good as your third best pitcher in the playoffs. You know the
that's a
deal.
fact right there. It's a big fact.
Now,
Yeah, we'll move on to the
life in China.
Andrew
'Cause I couldn't
spent the
contribute
past
on baseball,
year
yes.
in China for work. So Andrew, if you want to just give a brief
Oh,
synopsis of, I guess, of what
You're gonna have to
you
throw me a question. here,
what
Paul.
no just at first here give us
It all started the day I came off the plane.
just
Yeah.
give us a quick
Synopsis.
what did you do your job,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and then we'll go from there.
Well, I've been there a year. I work as an English teacher. I teach kids.
What part of China?
It's the city of Chongqing. It's a mega city, Western China. Yeah, it's been an interesting ride. I mean, before I went there, I never heard of it, and now being there a year, now I feel like I know so much about it, and so it's crazy how it's, you know, 1 year changes you go from not knowing a place to having to it kind of being
kind of back of the hand type deal almost.
Yeah. So,
Can I ask some questions?
Yeah.
What was the craziest thing you ate over there?
Damn it, that was one of the questions I.
yeah.
I got
So, yeah, it's pretty easy actually. The wildest thing I ate was pig brain.
Ooh, so
It was pig brain.
nothing
Yeah.
unusual or anything.
Yeah. As far as the other weird ones would be the cow gums.
Is it good?
What?
And
Cow gums?
Cow gums, yes. Frog.
Frog ain't that weird though to
Frog-
me anyway.
That's
Frog.
just a down south thing.
Yeah.
Frog legs.
Yeah, I mean, just some intestines, I think. All sorts of, you know, all the
That
body
one
parts,
doesn't.
really.
That one doesn't do anything for me either because I like giblets.
Giblets.
And
Ah.
My
everything.
family's
So,
giblet. Yeah. I'm not-
Yeah.
Chicken feet.
I feel like that's a southern thing too. I've heard it in the south.
I've heard of it too. I've never seen it though.
Okay.
Chicken
It's
feet.
chicken feet. No,
No,
that's
no.
that's a no-go for me, really. It's just,
I'm not
there's no meat on
Or
it.
the chicken
Kinda-
wing.
No, yeah, more of a chicken wing guy.
Kind
More of a
of.
chicken wing guy.
I guess one of my questions is kind of
Chicken feet.
piggyback off of that. Is what is a food when you first got over there that you thought you wouldn't like, but as you had it, it turned into like maybe not a staple, but something that you maybe had like on a regular, semi-regular basis.
Yeah. Oh, tofu. And not that I never had tofu.
Yeah.
I had, eaten tofu here and there. But it was always in like the gross kind of like
Cube things.
like what I exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I knew it from was like
the stuff that we see.
the college cafeteria
Yeah.
cold cubed bland tofu you put on your salad.
Yeah.
That was, but there it's like a million different ways to eat it. They just dump spice on it, dump the red peppers on it, and man, it's delicious.
Did you? Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You want me to go?
I was gonna say it's if you ever get a chance, you got to try. It's called Mapo Tofu. Okay, delicious.
Say that again for the viewers.
Mapo Tofu.
Mapo tofu.
Mapo Tofu.
What can you compare it to? What is it like?
It's so super spicy, super peppery.
Uh-oh.
As far as
Talk me
the
out of it already.
as far as
I don't know if
the
it's so much the pepper, but
texture,
definitely the spice.
almost can't even explain to you the texture. It's almost like Jello, which makes it sound gross.
Interesting.
But I if you like spice at all, I promise you'll like this.
Did you walk the Great Wall of China?
I've not been to the Great Wall of China.
Wow.
I hope to.
I feel like
This
it's everywhere.
What was the coolest thing you saw then? If you didn't see that,
coolest thing,
I'll say most interesting thing, unique thing.
most unique thing.
You said some good pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, most unique thing. Ooh. Man, I would say when I went into the rural areas to the far west, and you're just the people who live off the land out there, the people who live in the mountains, and it's just the oldest people you ever seen, and they're just hauling up hay
Crazy,
bales straight up mountains, and it just makes you feel like a wussy. You're like, oh my gosh.
Now, how do you get around? Do you have a car?
No, I don't have a car. I don't drive there.
Is it crazy traffic?
Yes. Although not as bad as you might expect because they limit how many people get cars. You have to apply to a lottery. So there's not as many cars on the road as there could be. But yeah, I use the public transport. I use the metro system.
Is there Uber?
Not Uber. They've got essentially the same thing. It's called Didi, but it's the identical service. Yeah, same thing. Pull it up on your phone, book it, tells you when a driver's available, when they're going to be there, pays right off your phone. Same thing, really.
Now, I have an uncle who lives in England, and he's lived in other countries before too, Egypt. He's currently doing some work in Syria right now, actually. But one of the things he always tells me is the different way people view. Obviously, we're a sports podcast, so I'm going to ask this.
Yeah.
People view sports differently, obviously, in each country. He says England's probably the closest he's gotten to the American side of it, how we view sports. So I know in China, only based on the Olympics they had in Beijing in 2008, they can't get sport obsessed. So how do they view sport? Like, how do they treat it in China? At least where you were, because obviously it will be different.
Yeah.
I feel like you go to I think a place like Beijing, it's a bit more, not to say westernized in that way, but it's probably a bit more prominent than say where you were.
Well, the biggest surprise was I went there. When I went there, I expected to see a lot more NBA basketball craze, but while there are a decent number of NBA fans around, you do see people walking around with
anybody in a Jimmer jersey.
I have not seen a Jimmer jersey. If you see someone wearing a jersey, chances are it's a Lakers jersey, and chances are it's Kobe or LeBron.
Yeah.
Kobe is definitely outside of Yao Ming. Kobe is the biggest,
probably
the biggest ambassador, the biggest symbol of NBA basketball there, and probably sport
in general.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as there's not as much of an NBA craze in the city I'm in as much as I expected. Probably more in Shanghai.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as sports in general, it's not a great professional sports town.
Yeah.
I've been to one live sports match. It was a soccer game. It was watch some Brazilian guys. They got some Brazilian guys on their team. It's actually pretty good fun.
Well, they're trying to get. I don't know which team it is. I know a team in China's trying to get Gareth Bale right now.
Really?
From Real.
I didn't know that. See, I got myself a Fernandinho jersey when I was there. Scored a goal. Scored a goal the game I was in. It was good.
Did you meet Yao Ming? No? He wasn't there?
No Yao Ming sightings.
Yeah.
No Yao Ming sightings. That'd be cool, though.
He sticks out in the crowd, I hear.
I would know if I saw him.
Is there anything like nightlife wise or just kind of leisurely wise that probably you enjoyed more than you maybe not thought you would have, but say you went to college in Rochester, so nightlife wise, anything stand out that's different than obviously here in America?
Well, definitely the first and foremost is hot pot. And if you've never heard what hot pot is, it is a way of going out to dinner. Basically, you sit around a little square table, probably 4 to 8 of your buddies, your family, whoever. You got a boiling, ridiculously spicy pot of pepper oil broth, and you just order whatever food you want to the table and you cook it there yourself, and it burns your mouth off. And that is like the center of entertainment, and everything kind of goes out from there. So that's, I mean, I guess I never kind of maybe thought that would have been my entertainment, but really, you sit around the hot pot, you sip some beers, and you pass out. It's like passing past 3 or 4 hours at dinner.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
Well, thanks for telling your story.
Got any other cool, quick stories or anything like that? We got like a minute here that you can kind of dive in if you want. If not, then we can move on.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling. If I think anything, I'll just interrupt you.
I like that.
All right.
That was pretty cool. I like that segment. It's something different that we've kind of never done before, so we enjoyed it. We're glad that you're here stateside for a few more days at least. So
a year in China.
We will go to our final, I guess, set topic of of the show. It's
Always.
probably what we call the Paul Russo 3 minutes of whatever here. But it is a local.
You're going.
It's a local sporting event that doesn't get, not to say it doesn't get much coverage anymore, but it doesn't get the coverage that it used to, certainly, that it did 15 years ago. Like, I remember growing up, and it was always cool to me to go to Walmart because every day at Walmart, or at the time PNC, had NASCAR show cars out front. And now they don't even go to, like, Geneva anymore. Like, you got to go to, like, Rochester or something to see the show cars now. But NASCAR, they're going to Watkins Glen this weekend. I will be there Saturday and Sunday for the races. They have the East Series race Friday there. Semi-local kid in Max McLaughlin, his father Mike from Waterloo. 6-time winner in what is now the Xfinity Series. So, but he's racing in that. His first trip to the Glen will be Friday in the East Series. But national guys, Glen's always a fun track. I recommend if you're intrigued to check out a race and you're from the area, go to the Glen. It's very fan friendly. You're able to move around pretty easily. It's a fun time, and obviously for us, it's 45 minutes away.
Roll in with your own cooler.
Yeah, you can bring in your own cooler as long as there's not glass. Bring in your own food. NASCAR's pretty cool with that.
And Watkins Glen fixed their road, too. I don't know if
Yes.
you've been there lately. It's fantastic.
Yes.
So shout out to Watkins Glen for fixing your road.
Yes. That was actually
Shout out.
That was like a year-long project for them, because I remember going through twice in April, obviously last August, and then a couple times in the winter, and I was just like sitting there going like what are you guys attempting to do here?
Dude, I smashed my tire
Yeah.
coming through there. I go through there about 3-4 times a year.
It's
back and forth.
absurd, yeah.
But it's nice now.
Yeah.
Paul, if you haven't been there, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see it. They got checkered
Oh,
crosswalks.
yes.
Nice. Pretty cool.
But yeah,
That's all the insight I can give on Watkins Glen's race, by the way.
perfect.
If you like checkered,
Sweet, man.
Get
It
yourself
was
there.
noticeable when I came through.
But
Paul, who's your pick for Sunday?
Yeah.
well, I was going to get into that, like, guys to watch for. I think Saturday in the Xfinity race, I got a couple Cup guys there. Kyle Busch is racing this weekend. Ryan Blaney's racing this weekend. Ryan Preece, who drives the 47 on Sundays, is racing for Junior. And then Andrew, your favorite driver, AJ Allmendinger, is coming back for the race.
Heck yeah. That's
Obviously,
what I'm picking.
AJ's a guy to watch. He's a road course background. Last year was cool because in the Xfinity race it rained him to kind of, maybe not take the risks, but it allows him to kind of slide around a bit more, kind of drive himself a little bit deeper, allow himself to get in. Interesting situations, I'll put it that way. Sunday, I think guys to watch for: Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, who has made Watkins Glen kind of a personal playground for him throughout the years recently. And I think Chase Elliott again. He won the race last year for his first ever win at the time. I think he's going to show up again. He does really well at road courses.
You picking him?
I think my pick is going to be Logano. Pains me to say it a little bit, but that's who I'm going with.
I'm taking Mark Martin for the record.
Solid pick.
I am also taking Mark Martin.
I respect it. Andrew's picking Allmendinger.
Yeah. Put me on the record.
All right.
think Paul's got the best chance of winning.
Yeah.
Write that down, Paul.
I got you. So that's kind of our Watkins Glen deal. Only a couple final fresh takes tonight. One from me and then one from Steve. Steve, you are the guest, so I'll let you go first for yours.
Okay.
I know this is something you were excited to get off and get going with, so I'll turn it over.
Here's the problem with this, Paul.
Oh, I clicked
the
on the wrong
problem.
thing. There we go.
All right, here's the problem I'm having with this. I'm turning into the crazy alien guy.
Okay.
All right? Because as of 24 hours ago, I didn't believe aliens existed. And then I watched this thing on Netflix, and now I think
That's all it takes.
Right? So yesterday I had two major things happen in my life. Two major life-changing events. Number one, I went to cooling underwear. If you haven't started, do it. Life-changing.
I have heard. You're not the only one I've heard that from. Actually.
Fantastic. On record, Haynes, great job, buddy. So then I think, that's a big day. Something major in my life has changed. Well, no, then I go over to my friend's house. I don't know if I should say his name online. Don, if you're watching, hey, man, Don Trout, holla. So he brings me over to his house, and he's like, Steve, if you don't want to not believe in aliens, you shouldn't watch this, he says. I was like, buddy, I'm not going to believe in aliens. I don't give into that. So I watched this thing on Netflix, and I'm not sure the name of it, folks. Rob Lazar, Area 51 something, all right? And here, all it boils down to is, in the end, if you believe this guy is telling the truth, then you have to believe that there has been aliens here. And I can't look at this guy and watch his story and do all the things that they've been trying to smear this guy for 30 years, and they can't do it, and his story holds up. So I don't know why I can't believe him. And I'm saying this to people. I went to my grandfather's funeral today. Shout out to big Nick Crisani. Your partner's over here's namesake, named after him. It was his funeral today. Nikki Fresh did a fantastic job, by the way, with eulogy. Excellent job.
We did a good job.
Shout out, Nick. But I go to my grandfather's funeral, and I see people I haven't seen in a while, and I tell them I believe in aliens now, and I'm the crazy alien guy, kind of. Right? Am I the crazy alien guy yet?
You are now.
I'm getting close. And You're
freaking me out.
All I keep saying is, hey, now it's not changing my life to the point where I'm going to start rushing Area 51, but I can understand why people are doing it.
Okay.
All I say is go watch it, and you let me know what you think.
Okay.
So I'm not the only crazy guy.
I like that.
Okay?
I like that, yeah.
All right. That's my final take.
All right, awesome.
Cooling underwear, Rob Lazar.
All right.
Thank you.
Boom. Go Giants.
Yeah. All right. Oh, it is time for me, I guess, then. Okay. My final fresh take is probably something that nobody really wants to hear, but whole entire LeBron dancing and celebrating when a kid dunked or whatever. Look, don't hate LeBron. I'm not trying to bash AAU here because I really shouldn't, but it's kind of the culture that's been created around AAU that kind of allows this stuff to happen. Like, the only reason why it's getting the attention on LeBron is because it's LeBron. Like, I've seen even the rec tournaments, parents kind of act crazy. I'm like, calm down, it's your 5th grade kid. He just made a freaking free throw. It's for me, when I try to
Called that enough.
No, what I'm trying to explain to people is I get getting excited and everything, but don't hate LeBron for doing it. It's kind of the culture that's been cultivated at this point now, where you just get all these mass celebrations. Like one of the accounts I follow on Instagram, House of Highlights, they'll show clips from camps even of a kid crossing up a kid, and literally the 100 kids at the camp just swarm the kid and I sit there and I go if I did that I wouldn't want that. Cool, I did something awesome, but
But your dad's not LeBron James.
Yeah, I know.
So if you were on a team and LeBron, well, this isn't a debate. This is your final take. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, you can chime in. No, yeah, you
Let
can
the
chime
kids
in.
play.
I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at from overall, right? It's
all I say is stay off the court.
Yeah, it's for the most part, and obviously LeBron's kids are at an old enough level now where it's not. Where I guess I get it's a bit more serious and everything like that, but the same token, especially the younger levels, these 5th and 6th graders, even the 4th graders now we have travel teams for and everything like that. Let them play. They're at the educational level still. Obviously, a lot of these kids, not to whatever here, but these kids still can't dribble.
Pump the brakes. No,
yeah.
exactly
I mean,
right, Paul. Exactly.
Let the kids play. Let them learn. Let them make mistakes.
Let them enjoy it.
Yeah,
is what you meant to say.
Yeah.
Let the kids have fun and enjoy it. Don't make it about you.
Exactly.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
That's my final fresh take from the day.
LeBron and aliens.
Solid.
Leaving you off with today.
Yeah. So that is our podcast for the day. If I get it out of my mouth. Big thanks to Steve for coming on. We appreciate it.
I enjoyed it, man.
We will get you back on here. I want to get you back on again. That was a fun.
Yeah, man.
Fun stuff.
I enjoy talking sports, and I enjoy talking sports with with people that know sports.
Yeah.
That's what I like doing. Anytime you want me on, I'm here, buddy.
All right. I like hearing that. And then, Andrew, thanks for coming on. I know time-wise you're a bit trapped in your few days here back stateside.
He's going back to his homeland.
But
That's
we
all right.
appreciate you coming on. I know Sam and I look
Hey, I'll be
forward to
back.
there, so
I'll be
we'll
back.
get you back on in another year.
Yeah.
See you in a year.
Annual.
Nick? Yeah.
I'll be home.
My
Christmas
annual
time, I
appearance.
think.
Ooh, okay.
We'll be right around playoff time.
Perfect.
Fantasy playoff time too.
Yeah.
Yes, championship.
Nick,
I'll have a good team.
Nick, who are you shouting out today?
My cousin Steve already used the shout out, but I'll do it again.
Oh yeah, I'll let you have it, buddy.
My shout out is for my grandpa, Nick Felice. Me and Steve's grandpa was funeral today. Everyone in this room was here for it. Thank you for coming.
I'm not going to lie, it's hotter here than it was in the church.
Yes.
Yes.
It is hot in here. We
It
need
is
to
very
get
hot in here.
we need to get the hell out of here. But
It's still fun.
shout out Grandpa, R.I.P. Go Giants.
All right.
You didn't mention that you're the only grandchild that took all of Grandpa's favorite sports teams.
Yes,
That's true. I only took 3, maybe 4 if you count the Knicks. I don't know. We'll get into that. Nick took his name and all of his sports teams,
Yeah,
and gave a great eulogy
he-
today too. By the
he
way,
gave me some
Excellent.
great teams.
Nice job, Nick.
Gave you some real winners, huh?
We're gonna win one of these years. One of these years,
Don't worry.
That's the
all my
spirit.
teams are gonna win.
The Knicks will definitely win again.
Yeah.
The Pirates may never. I'm sorry.
No, Pirates may never win again. Did they win tonight?
They might have won
they
the-
brawled and just
I think
called
they won the
game.
fight, but not the game. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, we, as always, thanks everyone for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all the fun stuff. Can't say enough. Download the app. I've gotten a lot of great news updates lately from the app. Do it, and then we will catch you guys here
Yeah.
next time on the Fresh Takes Podcast.